Hey there, everybody. This is Primetime Tom. Um, I know it's been quite a long time since I have made any content, and my apologies for that. Um, as you know, life can get busy, and I finally had the time now to make something. So I've been thinking more about um, the direction for this channel. I'm finding that it does take a lot of dedication, a lot of extra time to put into making a channel. I know just by, talking with people that I know that have their own channels, like Sleepy Reader, Bullseye Bob, Everything Comics, uh, Herminio from Big Herm's Collectibles, Fable from the PCP Army, which Big Herm is also part of. Even Bueller from Bueller's Comics, who's actually going around the country in his Bueller bus. He's a good old hometown boy, and it's pretty well known to a lot of the comic community. His goal is to try and visit pretty much every comic store in the United States, which is a pretty amazing task. Anyway, enough of all of that. So I just wanted to just show some quick pickups that I got from the it's called the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. It's an expo that in dedication to retro gaming, anything from Atari to things as old as the Intellivision, the Commodore, ColecoVision, Nintendo, Sega, Sony, Microsoft, just a plethora of things. And every year they have YouTube celebrities, people from the gaming industry, people who are like pioneers in the gaming industry, that will offer panels discussing retro gaming. They also have a history of gaming, or like games museum on site. There's a local arcade that's really fun called Ground Control. They set up a various array of pinball machines and old arcade cabinets that are all set to free play. So no quarters required. It's a 3-day event, and it's really fun. They have vendors selling old game systems, old games, clothing, posters, you name it. Just a fun time. I went there with my son this past weekend. The Portland Retro Gaming Expo, they usually hold it in October. This was the first one they've had since the pandemic started, so it was kind of exciting to see them make a comeback, and they hold it at the Oregon Convention Center here in Portland, Oregon. So if you're ever interested in checking it out, definitely do. We had a blast. But without further ado, here's some things I picked up. One being the Spider-Ham shirt. Spider-Ham with a big mallet hammer, making fun of Porky Pig, saying, "That's all, folks." I picked up a game called Snack World Dungeon Crawl for the Nintendo Switch. Don't know much about it. It looks like, obviously, a dungeon crawler. Also, outside of that, outside of the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, I picked up a really good game that I've heard a lot about called No Man's Sky. It's basically like space exploration. I think it has like ship battles, and on foot planet exploration. I also picked up the one of my favorite Nintendo series, and also made a couple of entries on Sega and Sony. The Castlevania Anniversary Collection for Switch. This was originally released only in digital format. A company called Limited Run Games. They actually specialize in taking digital games and making them accessible in physical form. And they usually do so in the form of collections. I picked up this version, came in a hard plastic shell case, kind of resembling the old Sega Genesis style cases. Let's see if I can get it open. Well, not really any reason to open it. It's got some amazing box art. This one came with a soundtrack. There's a little Dracula on the front there. With some songs from the different games that were included in the collection. Those games being the original Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, my favorite, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, Super Castlevania, which is Castlevania 4, which was on the Super Nintendo, Castlevania Bloodlines, which I believe was a Sega-only release, Kid Dracula, which is probably like a pretty obscure platforming style game where you play as, well, Kid Dracula. I don't think it was released originally in North America. And then it's got two Game Boy games, Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge, and Castlevania Adventure. And this is the back of the box, kind of the breakdown of the games on there. It also came with a really cool two-sided poster, which I am going to unfold and show you guys. My apologies for the camera going all over the place here. So I unfold it very carefully. So it's got, the poster is from the original NES game, the original box art work. Kind of hard to see since I've filming this on a phone, so it's kind of backwards. On the other side of the poster is another awesome, it looks like artwork from Castlevania 3. Like I said, it's really hard to see on there. I also found this really cool Marvel shirt that is really amazing. So it has several Marvel characters on it. But if you look, it will say on one side, well, I don't know if you can see it, but since I'm not really good with, well, I'm not really sure that this is going to work. I will have to make another video to show you really more in detail this shirt. It's really very amazing. And I also picked up some other stuff that also wasn't from the gaming expo. But I will see you in the second part of this. All right. See you in part 2.